Good evening, star pupils. I'm your host, friend, and life coach, Mrs.Divine Awakening, and I bridge the gap between intuition and intelligence. So right now I decided I'm going to grant you guys what I wish I used to have growing up, which is a actual reality TV show about something. All right. So even if that was Bad Girls Club, what it would be like to live in a house like that. What would that really be like, right? Even if it was I don't know, cheaters, just some kind of like experience, right? Like what it would really be like. I love New York, the way she did her show. And even the physical challenge ones. Dang, what's that one? I think it's from MTV. I forget what it is, but Real World. Real World. There was Road Rules too, but I liked Real World. I would win Real World. I couldn't wait till I was 18 and eligible to join. Okay. By the time I turned 18, it was gone. But even Fear Factor, you kind of crave these reality shows to see how people really react in situations, or that part of life's experience for them. And learning about technology, you realize that they have all these different special effects, right? That make you think that this could possibly be real this time. And then you figure out that it actually wasn't. So technology does have a way of distorting your perception of reality. So much so where you can forget which one's reality and which one's fiction, right? So I'm going to grant you guys real reality, limited access only. Yeah, but for real, like right now, giving y'all real thoughts that are coming to my head right now that I would normally write in my journal, right? So I'm going to give you guys one time every time I feel like it to be my journal instead of me writing things down in my journal. So I'm putting on lotion right now because I just got out the shower, and that's where a lot of my inspiration happens sometimes. Is when I'm relaxing in the shower, and just kind of, what's it called? Shower meditation. That's what it is. But so I'm in the shower and I'm thinking about the movie I just watched. I just saw Soul with my family. Um, see, my husband walked out. I forget when, like halfway through, because I kept pausing, but I had to keep pausing and rewinding it, y'all, because first of all, Disney cannot be trusted. Okay. Second of all, Disney be so good that I want to know too what the world is seeing right now, what they're seeing right now. Um, because the things you can catch are the things that you just catch and you can rewrite the code. The things you don't catch are the things that actually go in and program you. So I was looking at Soul and I saw on there so many different things, right? But I just kept pausing it, so my husband left out. My child was getting mad. My other child fell asleep, but it was really good. It was really good. And there was this part where they basically promote the separation of um, consciousness, understanding, knowing, um, the spirit guide, right? So there's a point like that. I'm just going to leave it like that because I feel like that won't tell the movie. Okay. I feel like it won't tell the movie. Um, but at that part, I was discussing with my husband how I didn't like that part too much. It kind of was disturbing that was a big message of the movie. And he ends up saying, well, you don't need a spirit guide anyway. You don't need them. I'm like, that's true. You don't need them, but life is so much better when you know that they're there, right? So, anyway, it just led to a bunch of different thoughts. Um, and I was thinking about some of the messages from the movie, and one of them was that he knew he was alive, right? And just living became the purpose. Living became the purpose. And then, um, what else? That got me thinking about things like birthdays, things like that, like actual like events and stuff that happen in life. So, um, my child's birthday is coming up, and we're doing a Zoom party. we're doing a vibe party, birthday party, because I throw vibe parties. So I'm throwing one for my son in a birthday party for him. I asked him what he wanted, the vibe he wanted to feel. So we went from there, and we had some different activities, and one of them will be emoji style, like emoji truth or dare, right? And I think that that was so interesting because we found out how many things we could actually say and express to people, convey, communicate to people just through the emojis. And I realized how I'm using emojis to increase my sense of feel for the most part. I'm using it to work for me, right? So, and I do that in other ways as well, the different symbols and stuff that I use. That's how I use technology. And so I'm thinking of all the different ways we can use technology to actually aid us, and that's what we're supposed to do. But the problem is that we forgot that um, what we see around us are things that we created. So if we don't know how to tap into that, we don't know how to write that code, then someone else is going to write that code for us. For example, like our consciousness. If we don't understand the things we are seeing, because we don't understand things we're perceiving, because we don't understand that there's a difference between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and we don't understand how they communicate and how they work, then that means people who do understand that are in our subconscious mind programming us. Okay? So once we snap out of it and we become the sheepdog, not the sheep, then it is our best interest to embrace technology for what it is, basically, and uh, use it from what we know, frequency and vibration, to allow it to work for us on behalf of those who um, want to see it here in the world. Okay? So by that I mean, if you know what I mean, by that I mean, uh, if you have a Fitbit and things like that, things that are constantly detecting your vibration, your frequency, things that are constantly taking your pulse, and are taking your blood pressure, that are taking even in the frequency of your voice, that are somehow connect to your frequency, even when you're getting your thermometers read and stuff. Use these things, use technology to help you manifest, okay? Because everything that we create, which is everything we see around us, is used to help us manifest in some way, okay? So if we forget this, then those who didn't forget that can use it to manifest through us. So it's about remembering and being aware. But that's just like something I wanted to share in my journal for tonight, but I didn't journal. So y'all, my journal is just gonna be my way of like making sure that I journal when I don't journal. But good night, son. I love you. What?
I think I take a shower in the morning.
Y'all hear him on camera? Shh. No, take one today. You went somewhere, right? Okay.
Good evening, star people. I'm your host, friend, life coach, Peter Ray. And I bridge the gap between intuition and intelligence.
He's funny. He bridges the gap between intuition and intelligence. My son is amazing. But yes, I was just saying to make sure that we use this technology to aid and assist us. There is no the same way how we had to separate, right, from the mind being the conscious and the subconscious, is the same way we have to separate from the technology being different than us. We created it, okay? It is different from us, but if we start doing things like wearing these devices, carrying it around us, we stop being able to detect it. The same way how the breath, right? If we were basic nothing but the breath, but the air, circling around, we needed something to detect what was around us. So we have our bodies, and we're using our bodies to detect the things that are around it. And it goes on and goes on. But as we start adding more layers, we start forgetting the layers we were before. So as we are merging into this world that is going to be not dominated by, as we're merging into this world that is going to be so highly and heavily influenced by technology, we have to remember that we are separate from the technology, and that the point of the technology is to aid and assist us. As long as we learn how to write it, and as long as we learn how to make our own, how to program it, we can always tap into the programming that we see that is bad. Okay, we can serve the conscious mind serves as a barrier or protection around the subconscious mind to prevent things from getting in that can change and influence it. Okay, and that's what we can serve as to to the world, as we are the people of the world, consciousness of the world, as we are merging into this existence where technology has tried to merge with us, and not even in a physical way too, but subconsciously. Okay, so if it's there and it exists because it does, we have to remember why it exists and use it in such a way. But yeah, and then another journal entry for today would be I was looking through my pictures from my niece's birthday. She recently had a birthday. And the first thing I noticed was her shadow. Her shadow was so happy. I've never seen such a happy shadow picture before in my life. And her shadow was happy on the times when she was not outwardly happy. She made some faces because she got like I'm spending more time with my nieces, so I'm able to see I'm able to see them express different moods, frequencies, things like that. I'm able to catch their vibes, okay? And I'm learning my niece, and I'm learning that she is so shy. She doesn't seem like it because of things she does, but she is so shy, so shy. And when that would come out around people, it came out like when all the attention was on her, when it was time to blow out the candles. But her shadow was just shining. It was so happy. And so that looking at that made me realize that, there's nothing wrong in those moments of, I guess, what we would consider to be not our best moments. Like if we feel shy, we feel scared, or we feel embarrassed, afraid, or whatever the case may be. If our shadow is the polarity of us, right? Every time we're feeling, it's dead. Or not dead, it's not feeling. So it's almost like it's dead. Every time we are feeling happy, it feels the opposite of that. Every time we are feeling sad, it feels the opposite of that. Okay? So it's not that a shadow side is bad. It's just a different way of being acknowledged, letting it shine too, right? So it's our balance, our yin yang, okay? But looking at her picture, I saw that her shadow was like shining, and this is when she was like being really shy when it's time to blow out the candles. I saw when her shadow was just like, it's there. And that was when she was actually happy, when she realized, yeah, blow out the candles, it's my birthday. But it's interesting doing shadow work and being able to come up to those conclusions, right? Because it's exciting when you realize that when you are in those moments of low vibrations, or by low vibrations, I mean in the shadow where it's opposite of what you want to feel, when that's happening, that is activating something else within you that is going to be just as powerful or even more powerful when you are able to flip it back to you and exist in the world that you're supposed to exist in, right? Which is a balance between them, but whichever one you choose. And you can choose this, right? You can choose consciousness. And that's what I choose. So that's why journaling is important to me, because then I can go back through my thoughts. And I'm going to use this YouTube to go through my thoughts every now and then. And this is definitely going to be one of those videos. So have a great night, star pupils. It is Sunday, late in the evening. A lot of y'all have work on Monday. I have my vocation on Monday, and I'm, doing my thing right now too. But have a great night, and may this set you off for your week to truly tune into you and your inner essence and see what's coming up for you. All things, especially things that trigger you, especially your triggers. Just write them down or journal them or make a video diary. Have a great night, Star Peoples.